Chat, here we go. It's Flakes versus Death, who is in here as Euroside. Flakes has... I mean, sorry, I shouldn't say Flakes. Death has a different name every time I see him on my friends list. Admittedly, I have long since put his name as Death. I guess I can ask him, do you want to be Euroside? Is this an official rebrand from Death? I don't think I've seen him as Death in a while. Well, either way, I have him as Death for now. We might switch it later. But he's up against Flakes. You guys know and love Flakes. If you haven't seen him before, he never plays with the standard cars. You might be wondering, why is he in a Grog today? Well, he often plays in essentially random cars because he is a big proponent of the fact that cars don't matter. Unfortunately for us, he also plays with random boost, and this boost sound is admittedly slightly annoying, at least compared to what we're used to hearing. But we got a nice, clean best of 5 against these two great 1v1ers. And Flakes always has a really interesting style. He's been streaming a bunch recently. I will switch the name to Euroside. There's a good chance that I keep it for at least this video as Death on the thumbnail, so that it can be the official moment when everyone realizes that his name has switched to Euroside. Is it too late for predictions? I'm not sure. The mods may have started predictions or not. That's the mods territory. It's been a long time since I've seen probably Euroside, or aka Death, even longer than Flakes. Flakes played in the Fear Fest finale. He actually ended up grinding through the qualifiers and taking down a lot of top talent before getting placed into the group of Death, in which he unfortunately wasn't able to get a win, but I think he literally played the top 3 finishers. So nothing to be ashamed about in that performance. And he has turned up the ones grind again with Salt Mine 3 approaching. It was just announced today. I don't know if I mentioned it in the previous video. Salt Mine 3 to have a $100,000 prize pool. Easily the biggest prize pool we've ever seen for ones. And so certainly we're going to see a lot of players coming out of the woodwork who either played in the past or maybe have never played before in order to try and get a piece of that pie. And a couple of those people just might be Euroside and Flakes. Flakes defended the aerial attack well on the previous possession. This time around, Euroside getting that resets and just placing it so well top left. I just realized that we forgot to run ads in between the break. We got too excited with our fun new game in between the matches, so we might have to sit out the in-game minute, or like the inner lobby minute for each game. Flakes, a very high IQ ones player, known for the fact that he can beat almost anybody with just that IQ. But will it be enough to take down Euroside? Euroside rated somewhere in the 60-ish range, I believe, in the top 100. Flakes, I think, is in the 20s. So a bit higher for him. I think he's played a bit more ones, though. And that could be the difference here. Flakes, 20 in net. Great placement from Euroside. Yeah, Flakes is even going to throw the nice shot, because there's not much he can do about that. Flakes trying to cut this underneath the pre-jump of Euroside. Now the power slide cut. This is the Flakes special. If this is your first time watching a Flakes match, expect to see a ton of ground dribbles with the ball getting cut back across the field with those power slides. Can make a lot of players look silly. Early flick as he's maybe expecting a bit more pressure on the challenge. Saw that shadowing close. Death now from the back corner. Dribble near the ceiling, has the resets. Can't take it all the way to the net. Flakes is forced into a double jump in order to protect the ball here, but does a good job of not using any boost, and then is quick back to the ball. And Death gets caught out thinking that he had a chance to turn. He recognized too late that he needed to bail on that jump. And he just tries to half flip out of it. He probably should have just dove and seen if he could maybe clip the ball, but he's in big trouble either way. I think Flakes plays random cars, but I feel like he always has Battle Bus wheels. So does he go in and switch them to Battle Bus wheels? Or are Battle Bus wheels just like the most likely random wheel to show up? He does rock these wheels now. Oh yeah, he does seem to love the Battle Bus wheels. Which reminds me of, wait, maybe chat, who has a deep pull? Before I just tell you, maybe someone else in chat has a deep pull. There used to be a top ones player who was very good, fighting against the best of the best, I would say. Certainly quite notable, who always played in the Battle Bus wheels. Does anybody remember? It's a pretty deep cut, to be fair. So I don't blame anybody for not knowing. But you can show off as a Feer fan for sure if you do happen to know. Mo as Wiz. It barely counts as Wiz. Wiz is a player. He probably played against Mo a ton. But yeah, Mo, a long time ago, he was approaching like top tier status in North American ones before he randomly just quit the game and never logged on again. But he always played with the Battle Bus wheels. Flakes super close to taking the lead here. This is a tight margin game, and Flakes is going to be the one to grab the edge as he forces Death in the net, and despite the speedy recovery, Death is still not able to stop the shot. Flakes is typing in the chat. He's multitasking. He's chatting while winning the show match. He says, bro sees someone in the grog and hates. I think Flakes specifically is looking for the people who he knows will hate on car choices. I think that's like his favorite thing. Wait, is this going to land in? It does. The double jump. Oh, wait, chat. We really have razor thin margins on potentially getting an auto run ad, but we should be good as we head to overtime. As I was saying, I think Flakes, he always streams with random cars as well. He's trying to teach everybody who is car prejudice a lesson, and he's going to do that with game number 1. Wait, is he? He should. By all means, he should. Just 16 seconds into overtime. His flick didn't have a ton of height on it, but it had enough to make Death miss, and it's going to give him game number 1. Game number 2. Flakes and Death, a.k.a., or I should say Euroside, a.k.a. Death LFY. What a nice save from Flakes. He has had a really good defensive stand. I say this every time Flakes plays, but a lot of people like to think of Flakes as a player with no mechanics. They like to say, oh yeah, Flakes, he wins despite not having mechanics. And I don't think that's the case. I think if you spend time watching Flakes, you see that he has mechanics. It's just he maybe plays a style that requires them a little bit less, or maybe just because of his YouTube series where he makes a point that you can win without them. Doesn't mean he doesn't have them. Especially the way he moves around the field, you can tell that he is a high-level player in both IQ and mechanics. A lot of that can be shown. Oh, I was about to say a lot of that can be shown with some of the saves he's been making, but this one, it was poorly timed, okay, chat? I swear, he's been making lots of great saves. It's unfortunate that this one didn't work out. He casually quad resets in training. He's mechanical, but he chooses not to, yeah. Certainly more so than I think some people believe. Flakes really loves these power slide cuts. He's trying to show a hook shot to this opposite corner and then backflip it back, but your side does well not to ever put himself out of position. Now it's Flakes into the ground dribble again, this time the hook shot. I've mentioned this before, how strong this play is in 1v1, but it never expires. There's no rank range in which all of a sudden the rolling hook shot is no longer a good play in ones. Flakes is out here to prove it to you. And the reason why it's so important is because it's very doable at almost any rank range. Rolling that ball, throwing a hook shot, even if a save is made, often the follow-up is favorable. Flakes, not sure he got this reset or not, but he is going to stick with the ball for the ground pinch. Your side, a trip out to the midfield for the 100, and Flakes actually played it just a moment too quick because the boost spawns behind him. Had he gotten there a bit later, he'd have had 100 to work with. Might have stayed on offense. Flakes now will take this air dribble when it makes sense, when the game calls for it. Can't get anything out of it this time. Your side calling the bluff on the fake challenge from Flakes, letting the ball fall all the way to his car. Now with 10 boost, it's just a testing flick from Flakes. Good in and out after the save from your side, in order to leave there no opportunity for a follow-up. Flakes just booming the ball around the field. And he does it again. He likes to play 1v1s in a very repeatable fashion. As long as you have good control over your power shots, he stayed fairly glued to the ground and got himself a good opportunity. And there is no end to it, chat. And I can't stress that enough, especially with his recent Fear Fest finale performance. Even in the new meta of ones, you can play the Flake style. It's a great success to essentially no end. Backflip from Flakes just barely clips the ball, but it's enough to buy him some time to recover, and he does just that. Flakes dunked in the corner. He's also a big proponent, if you watch his stream or his videos, of those fake jumps when the ball is high in the air and you're waiting for it to come down. Little single jump, maybe even just into a wave dash, but to get your defender thinking, get your opponent maybe thinking you're going to go up for the ball even when you have no intention. Sometimes even doing just that can give you a free outplay. If it doesn't work out, well, you're back down on the ground right where you were before, so no harm, no foul. Flakes, another bounce dribble. He's faking the power slide cut this time. He does win the race to the back corner boost. And he's going to win this 50 in the corner to make it 4. I do think that often a fairly low-scoring game could favor Flakes, as it likely means he's been controlling the game like he likes to. Your side's going to win this kickoff. Tapping the ball directly at Flakes. And it will be Flakes who makes it 5-1. 53 seconds in a game as low scoring as this one. It feels completely out of reach, but certainly not impossible for a ones match for your side to come back in this one. Your side needs a quick dribble, no choice. Flakes knows it. Nice first touch. No double from your side. Everything was so perfect up until the finish. Flakes is going to allow him to score anyway, or either way. With a strong first touch to get over the top of the pre-jump. He just needed to finish it with the double. But it's okay. Gets the goal either way after the boost steal in the corner. And now a kickoff goal. This is what I'm talking about. You know, normally... Oh, wait. Nice bump from Flakes. It seemed like all hope was lost to prevent that goal, but he bumps Euroside and prevents him from getting what would have otherwise been a very easy tap-in. Now, Euroside doesn't have time as he sets up this bounce dribble. He really just needs to be booming long shots with every touch, and he still might not win. And Flakes turns and dives on him, something that Euroside surely not expecting, considering what I just said. Flakes could probably just head back to net and easily win the game. But a 2-0 lead for Flakes, as Euroside has looked good in both matches, but Flakes controlled this one from beginning to end. Can he get the full sweep? We'll find out in game 3. Game number 4, or game number 3, sorry. You might have seen that Euroside's name just magically switched to Death. And that's because I think I have Death on my friends list, or I have him on my friends list as that name. And sometimes the game does that. It switches the player's name to whatever the Steam nickname is, but not instantly. So that's why you're going to see that back in the match. I named the replays differently? Oh, it's okay. Whatever. I mean, I'll figure it out later. The important part is they're saved. I don't even really need to give them a name. I can always just see what the replay is. Death. A 1-0 lead in the demo that he wasn't able to convert into anything else. Flakes just double jumping, only to try and protect the ball, trying to discourage Death from turning back, but he did not succeed in doing so. And nice placements. Flakes agrees as well, giving him the nice shot. Low boost total as he went to that final attempt. Might have meant it was his last chance there. He is going to counter Flakes' half-flip kickoff by taking the ball into his own back corner. Really strong first touch. One that he's going to have a tough time getting back to, but Flakes actually decided not to punish him for that. All about possession, or all about possession in ones, is all about making sure you keep all your options available. No one can challenge when you can do at least 2 different things. But as soon as you get top speed, you know, maybe it requires all your boost to get back to the ball. And it's very obvious from a defender's perspective that that's your only choice. Either leave the ball completely, which of course isn't great, or use all your boost just to get back to it. Makes you very readable. Makes it possible to challenge. But Flakes deciding not to challenge either way from that position. Yo, Ninja Krabby, thank you for the prime. I think I have alerts turned off, or the noise from them, but I'll turn them back on. We very kindly had 25 gifted earlier. Death with a testing flick to the top left. Flakes passes the test and forces Death all the way back to the orange wall. Flakes trying to protect the high bounce. He's got Death swinging off the ball to the midfield. Instead of allowing Death to have full boost and possession, Flakes instead turns on the ball, throws up a shot, and now has been able to get some offense of his own. I'm not sure what happened there. I actually have to go back and watch from Death's perspective. Flakes got up on the dribble. Death went all the way to the ground and just did not have the angle. He went way underneath the dribble. And Flakes is going to be able to tie it up. Flakes gifted another one. And this is just the way that it goes when you're playing against Flakes too. He is the kind of guy who is looking to punish your every little miss, who is looking to play grounded, safe, and take advantage of any mistake you make. Death likely to get back on the board with this one though. People thinking Flakes is an easy target. It seems like, based on chat sentiment, from what I can see, there's a mix of people thinking because Flakes is in a grog that he couldn't possibly win. But also people saying that Flakes is the GOAT and could never lose. Death with the boost steal. Flakes has done well to hold on to more than enough to make almost any play. He's going to pop the ball early. He's faking a touch on the ball, but flipping towards his back corner, and he's back involved in the play. Death could not get underneath the ball to get any height on that flick in time. Flakes is diving. It's a favorable 50 for Death. He's forced a little bit of boost out of Flakes. The guy's been trying to hold on to every last bit. Now he's stole the back corner and the midfield. Flakes allowing himself to pick up midfield of his own, I'm sure. He's going to send this one off the back wall. He's got Death starved. He might finally regain possession here after a minute or so of Death trying to break Flakes down. That minute might not necessarily be over. Death in the corner with 20. Faking a touch to the side wall. Ultimately leaving the ball. Flakes collects it and flicks. And gets himself a late game lead with 30 seconds left to go. He is a dangerous player with the ball on top of his car. Death, a kickoff win that he needed. He is going to take this in the air. He has been all game long. The reset, the 50. No, he pitches it down to the ground. It's a nice shot from Flakes. Flakes said before the matches that he needed to work on his kickoff. And here's an example of why the kickoff is so important. Sure, it wasn't an immediate goal, but it was a clear possession win for Death off the kickoff. And he converts it right away. Flakes hook-shotting this one. Death actually gets back for a pretty nice save. Power slide cut. There it is. It's not a Flakes show match if he doesn't get at least one of these. You've been waiting for it as a Flakes fan. And there it is. He did the thing. He did the power slide cut in slow-mo, even like seeing from Death's perspective. Flakes is almost hiding behind the ball as he gets that cut. It's hard to tell that he's all of a sudden going to chip it on target. Now with 10 seconds left to go, he is on the verge of a sweep. Death needs another goal with an air dribble. This time Flakes is much more prepared than that wall to air dribble off the kickoff. And it's Flakes with the 3-0 sweep, winning game number 3, 5-4. GG's, thanks for playing. Love Ricky Feer, ugly mustache guy? What the heck, dude? Never mind. Not thanks for playing.